Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today with another Saturday Night Live review, and this is actually the first Saturday Night Live review of the new year, and the first new Saturday Night Live of the new year. And because of I'm getting a cold, by the way, because of the snowstorm, Dawn and I didn't do anything. I just stayed home, and so I was able to review Saturday Night Live. In this episode, it was someone named Rachel Brosnahan, who I'd never heard of before, hosts SNL. It just premiered on NBC, and here's my review of it. And the musical guest is Greta Van Fleet, who I haven't heard of before. When I hear Greta Van, I think of Greta Van Susteren. So here's the review. I took notes, as I always do. I go through each skit and tell you what I think, and at the end, I give you my review of the whole show. First of all, was a cold open with Deal or No Deal, which I thought was really clever and pretty funny. And it was about the government shutdown edition. There's nothing funny about that. But I mean, they did it like they'd have like different people from Democratic Party give like case, and then Trump would say Deal or No Deal to stop the government shutdown. And it was really clever, and I liked it. And Steve Harvey was the equivalent of Steve Harvey's on there. I'd not seen a new Deal or No Deal show. I don't know when it's on. And they keep moving to NBC or something like that. But anyways, I thought it was really good. And then the last 2 minutes, it kind of like bogged down and kind of like ended lame. So I give it an 8.5 out of 10. But it was clever. It was a good opening. Next was a monologue, which sucked. They came out there and they did a song and dance like they usually do, and it didn't add to anything. The first skit was like a thing about this news station talking to these earthquake survivors, and it was like a thing of silly names like they've done before. And it was clever. I thought it was clever, the silly names they came up with. And it was an okay skit, but they've done that before. And they're just recycling old stuff. But I mean, they're pretty good at coming up with new clever names. Double entendre, So I gave that a 6. Well, a very, very mild 7 out of 10. Next was a commercial called Leave Me Alone. And it was like a thing that for women, so guys won't come up and start small talk with them. They'd have like this little urn and they pretend like they're going to scatter ashes or something like that. And then the guy, oh man, I didn't know you're doing this. And they leave them alone. That was clever. I like that. And that could be like a product that they could use, or I mean, maybe, I don't know. But I thought that was really clever. I give that a 9 out of 10. It was clever. Next was Millennium Millions, which was a game show parody like Pressure Luck, except for millennials, and then the bad guys, whammies. It was like Pressure Luck. The whammies were the baby boomers. And it was kind of lame, but I liked it because it kind of slammed millennials somewhat. So I don't have a problem with that. I give it a 6 out of 10. It was okay. Next was the Miss Maisel. I guess that's who that Rachel Brosnahan was in the Marvelous Miss Mars or Maisel or something like that. I never saw the show, and it was supposed to be like this comedy club. And she was supposed to teach this one girl played by I can't remember her name. Leslie Jones. And then she started a comedy, and it was real raunchy. It was alright. It was kind of lame. I didn't really care for it. I give that a 4 out of 10. Next was the band Greta Van Fleet, which I never heard of before, and they were actually really good. And I enjoyed the it was a good rock band. I give it an 8 out of 10. I think they're pretty good. I never heard of them before. They were pretty decent. Next was Weekend Update, and Weekend Update was really lame. They're just doing jokes about the shutdown. The only jokes that were good, I liked that Super Blood Moon. And he said that Colin Jost said that. I thought that was the name of the band that was just performing. I thought that was clever. And also the watch joke was fantastic. And about this girl stole these 4 watches in Florida and hid them in her privates. And then it says it proves the slogan, takes a licking and keeps on ticking. That was brilliant. It's so dirty, but very funny. I had to clean it up. But very, very funny. That was a great... If they do more jokes like that, people might actually watch. And then the next was the Tabitha Talk Show, Leslie Jones. So it's about like the obedient husband, and they have videos where like, did you do this? Did you? And they would act like little dogs and stuff like that, being like all shamed and stuff. And that was, I didn't care for that. That was a 4 out of 10. Next was the Kool-Aid. They had that big thing with Gillette doing that video about the Me Too movement. I saw that talking about that on, maybe it was on the news and they were talking, yeah, it was on the news and they were talking about it on Inside Dish. I think it was Tuesday. And I made sure to watch on YouTube. They had the video for that. And they did a version of, Satellite did a version of that using the Kool-Aid Man. And people imitated the Kool-Aid Man saying, we can be better than that. That was brilliant. That was absolutely fantastic. But sometimes they have like these second commercials towards the end of the show that are far better than the stuff that happened during the first half. And just like they had a board game about DACA or something like that, I think about a year and a half ago, that was really funny towards the end of the show. They should have put that up to the front. That was really good. And this was absolutely brilliant. The Kool-Aid Gillette commercial probably was the best thing. Let me look. It was definitely the best thing on the show. That was a 10 out of 10. It was absolutely brilliant. If they would do, I wish they'd do more stuff like that. That was really clever. I really liked that. I think they might mention on some shows doing a comparison. I thought that was really clever. I really liked that a lot. That was fantastic. Next was the band Greta Van Fleet again, and they did a slower song. I'm not that as big. I mean, it depends on the song, but I'm not as big on the slower rock songs or the ballads as much. It was a slow. I mean, I give it a 7 out of 10. It was still decent. And then next was the Barbie thing about a board meeting again, and it was about Barbie fans and Ken. They were talking about giving Ken an Instagram or something like that. And they were talking about captioning like these pictures or what caption would you do and stuff. And that was pretty lame. And the reactions of the people when they give them a wrong answer was really. It was lame. It did. The show ran a minute and a half over because this one ended at like 12:59, and they came back and they had a little bit of the ending thing, and then it ended a minute and a half over. So overall, it was an all right show. Well, it was an okay show. If they did more stuff like that Kool-Aid Gillette commercial, really brilliant stuff like that, I think they'd really go further. I give the episode. Let me think. Let me see. Yes. I'd probably give that a 6.5 out of 10. Because there's a lot of stuff that wasn't good at all. But that Kool-Aid commercial helped it somewhat. And also the cold opening. And Leave Me Alone helped. That was about it. But I mean, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't a horrible show like the Aquafina one was. It was an alright show. 6.5 out of 10 for the whole episode of Brosnahan Hosts SNL with musical guest Greta Van Fleet. I hope you like this review. My first SNL review of 2019. And until next time, bye, please. Take care of Legion. Now I got an upload at 1:10.